As our cities expanded and evolved, they did so around a new innovative invention, the car. As automobiles became more and more affordable, infrastructure had to adjust to this new influx of vehicles, and as a result, cities began to incorporate wider and wider streets, while the pedestrian space gradually shrunk down more and more. Additionally, as the scale of our cities expanded even further, districts began to emerge based entirely on the function of space. For example, suburbs became home for the majority of residents, while their offices and places of work were isolated into financial districts, and this further deepened our reliance on the automobile. However, nowadays the conversation has shifted to adjusting our city planning design strategies to instead focus on the human scale. Many large cities have simply outgrown the automobile and have instead opted to close streets and give that space back to the human. What they have found is that this simple shift encouraged more residents to walk, bike, or use public transit instead of drive. Not only is this better for our air quality, but it improves the physical and mental health of those who decide to not use their vehicles. Additionally, the lack of cars translates to a decreased streetscape. That space can instead be used to plant vegetation, to widen sidewalks, or to create public space for people to interact and strengthen their personal relationships. However, there are still fundamental zoning issues that exist which contradict these ideals and create a lack of ideal program adjacencies. So how can we redesign our cities to promote walkability? One way we can approach this challenge is through rezoning. Instead of clumping together large chunks of residential structures, retail avenues, and places of work, we can integrate these programs into cloisters. By doing this, we can have districts which can contain both residential, work, grocery, retail, and educational, rather than forcing residents to leave their district and travel far distances in order to access basic necessities. By reducing the distance needed to travel, we can discourage the use of the car. Another good way we can encourage a reduction of the use of cars is through well-planned public transit. By focusing our planning on these transit nodes, we can provide a highly accessible urban landscape. For example, if we must divide residential, work, and retail into their own districts, then there should be transit nodes located as centrally as possible within all districts. This is the model that is most commonly used in major cities across the United States. So in conclusion, urban planners can make use of adjacencies in order to help promote a healthier lifestyle for its residents and improve the air quality through reduction of the automobile use.